Hey there, it's Allison here from Computers.mom with a quick intro to screen sharing in Zoom. One of the great features of the Zoom video conferencing service is that you can share your screen with other people. And that screen can be on your computer, on your iPhone or iPad, on an Android phone, even a tablet like the Amazon Kindle Fire. Whether you're making a presentation in a meeting or just trying to help your mom with an app on her phone, it's one of the most useful tools in Zoom. In this video, I'm going to cover the 3 most common ways our clients use Zoom screen sharing. Sharing a computer screen, sharing your iPhone or iPad screen, and using the Zoom Whiteboard for a shared drawing. The first step in each case is to get into a Zoom meeting and then click the Share button here. Now you have a bunch of options which will vary a little bit depending on your setup. The first option here is to share your whole computer desktop screen. You can also share just one window if you have apps running like Safari or Pages and you want to just show those. And here is the option to share a whiteboard. If you're using a Mac, you can connect an iPhone or iPad with a cable or wirelessly. But if you're on a Windows computer or a Chromebook for that matter, you'll only have the wireless option. There are also a bunch of advanced options for sharing multiple monitors, sharing audio, sharing files, and so on, which we won't get into today. Let's start with the most common option, sharing your desktop, which as you can see is the default, meaning it's already selected for you. So all you have to do to get started is click the blue share button right here and voila! Everyone on the call should now be able to see your computer desktop. At this point, a lot of people get a little confused because what you're seeing is a combination of the Zoom call and your own computer. See how there's a bright green line all around the screen? That tells you that you are currently sharing your screen. This window was opened when I joined the Zoom call. That's on my desktop, not part of the call. If you had the participants window open, for example, in your Zoom call, that shows up as well, which is not on my desktop. It's part of the Zoom call. Once you have things arranged the way you want them, you can go ahead and show people whatever it is you wanted them to see on your computer. When you're done, just click the bright red Stop Sharing button at the top of the screen. Note that while it's technically possible to have more than one person screen share at the same time, usually people take turns, so if it's someone else's turn, you'll need to stop your share so they can start theirs. Now let's take a quick look at this from the point of view of someone else on the call who's watching a screen share. Whoops! You don't want to be the person whose desktop shows up like this. So if you might be screen sharing on a Zoom call, make sure there's nothing embarrassing showing on your screen before you join the call. Now let's look at how to share an iPad or iPhone screen. We love this because it's so much easier to help people remotely with their Apple devices when you can see what they're doing. Start the process exactly the same way. Click the Share button in a Zoom call on your computer. We're going to look at the wireless option here because it's available to everyone and it takes a little more setup. If this is the first time you're sharing your device from this computer, you may be asked to install a plugin, which is an extra little piece of software that the Zoom app needs. Go ahead and do that when you're prompted, and then you'll see this screen with instructions. Note the name of the computer right here. We're going to need that in a moment. So now let's take a look at the iPad we want to share and get it set up. First, go to the Settings app, which looks like a gear, of course, and in the main Settings menu, make sure you're connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the computer, which we are. Now, to get to screen mirroring, you need to know how to open the controls on your device. Place your finger just outside the upper right-hand corner of your screen and swipe diagonally down and across the screen like this. That should bring up the controls you need. You can hide them again just by tapping somewhere else on the screen. It can take a little practice to get the hang of it, but if you find it's not working at all, try swiping up from the bottom of the screen. That's how you bring up the controls on older devices. So you open the controls and tap Screen Mirroring right here. Little menu opens up and you just tap the name of the computer we noted before. Now you're connected. Everyone on your Zoom call can see the screen of your device and you can potch around and show them whatever it was you needed to. When you're done, go back to the computer to stop the share just as we did before. Finally, let's take a quick look at the whiteboard, which allows you to draw and write collaboratively with others on the call. Once again, start by clicking the Share button and this time choose Whiteboard. Let's zoom in so you can see the controls better up here at the top. You and the other participants on the call can add text, draw shapes, highlight something you want to call attention to, erase, undo and redo, and most of the usual kinds of things you can do in any graphics program. When you're done, if you want to save the resulting drawing for reference later, you can save it as a JPEG file. It will show up in the Zoom folder inside your Documents folder. So that's a quick overview of 3 different ways to share your screen in Zoom. As always, feel free to leave questions and comments below, click like if you found this helpful, and be sure to subscribe for more Computers.mom videos.